Going to the pasar is not what it used to be. What used to cost me 35 ringgit now cost me 45, 46, 47 ringgit. Harga ayam tak payah cerita lah. We all know how much that has risen up. So obviously there's concerns of inflation and the cost of living. Let me ask you this question. Do you really need to spend a substantial amount of money on a car? Now let me ask you another question. Is there a car out there that ticks all of the boxes without you having to clear out your bank? So let's find out. So right now I'm just on the way home from the pasar and I'm gonna try and attempt to answer that question. Is there a car out there that ticks all the right boxes so that you do not have to spend a substantial amount of money on a vehicle? Okay, right now I am in the Proton Saga. This is the range topping variant, the 1.3 Premium S AT, and I tell you what, I really like it. Why? Because it's got everything that I need. Let's talk a little bit about the infotainment system. Okay, yeah, everything's about connectivity now. And I tell you what, for a car at its price point, it's quite impressive that this car comes with a Bluetooth connectivity that just not only is basic, it's also like lets you play Spotify and you can view it on the screen here. Yes, you can, it's quite snappy and you can just go press forward or backwards to choose your music. Okay, so this Proton Saga comes with a 1.3 litre engine and a 4-speed automatic transmission. It produces 95 PS and 120 Newton meters of torque. You need to work the engine a little bit, but you can still have fun. Mainly because the handling in this car is precise, balanced, and just gives you that typical Proton rider handling that we've all loved for many years. So I also grabbed one of my friends who owns the Proton Saga and asked him to ride in this car. His first impressions were, this car is better built than his. Okay, he said that everything feels a bit more refined inside, all the plastics are just good quality, and he was quite impressed with the build quality of the car. But it's not only just him. Okay, admittedly, I haven't been in a Proton Saga for a long time, and I tell you what, I jumped in this car and straight away I actually like it, and you can probably use this car for any purpose. Okay, it's got a 420 litre boot space, which means you can carry your luggage, your kids' stuff, everything, balik kampung, and you'll be okay. The NVH is also improved in this car, I believe, because it feels a bit quieter than what I was expecting from a Proton Saga, and that to me shows that Proton have worked hard in trying to improve the Proton Saga. Alright, change of plans. I've got a brilliant idea. Instead of me going home, why not we go to Proton and see how much it would actually cost you to own this car on a monthly basis. Also, while we're there, we can also check out servicing costs and other things like that. Alright, let's go to Proton. Okay, so as promised, here I am. I've made a detour at my Proton and we are here to find out how much it costs to own a Proton Saga on a monthly basis and how much it costs to maintain the Proton Saga. Okay, so I'm here with Tan from Proton and he is going to help me figure out how much it would cost to own a Premium S Proton Saga on a monthly basis. So Tan,
Yes.
how much is the on-the-road price of the Proton Saga Premium S?
Yes, the on-the-road price for Saga Premium S will be 46,162 ringgit.
Okay, so that includes road tax and insurance and everything else that people don't need to worry about?
Yes.
Okay, so how much is the monthly prepayment, let's say if I want to take a 7-year loan? Because I'm a type of person that prefers to take a 7-year loan.
For 7 years loan, the monthly repayment will be 600 ringgit, which 7 years equals to 84 months.
Okay.
So the down payment will be 4,600 ringgit, which is 10% from the on-the-road price.
Okay, so let's say maybe I'm feeling a little bit, I want to take a 5-year loan.
For 5-year loan, the total installment will be 800 ringgit.
Okay, so that's a 7-year and a 5-year monthly installment for you to pay if you want to own the Proton Saga Premium S. But now let's check out how much it costs to maintain the car. Alright, so now we've come down to the service center because we want to find out how much it costs to maintain the Proton Saga. So I was just speaking to Tan. Tan, in the first year, there's 3 service intervals, right? And
Yes.
they're all free of labor.
Yes.
Okay, so for that break-in period, the 1,000 kilometers period, how much is it cost to service the Proton Saga?
For 1,000 kilometer, the cost will be 121 ringgit.
Okay, and then at the 10,000 mark?
The 10,000 or 6 months, whichever comes first, the cost will be same 121 ringgit.
And then at the 1-year mark, which is like 20,000 kilometers?
The cost will be 197 ringgit.
Wow, that's still very, very, very affordable. So what about when we get to a 40,000 mark, which is like a 2-year period?
40,000 or 24 months, whichever comes first, so the cost will be 390 ringgit.
Okay, and after that we've got a 3-year period?
3-year period or 60,000, 755 ringgit.
Okay, so this is a little bit higher because it's a major service, correct?
Yes, yes.
But it does tend to go back down in the 4th year?
4th year, 80,000, the cost will be 390 ringgit.
Okay, so that's just at either 80,000 kilometers or 48 months, whichever comes first.
Yes.
And then for the 5th year?
5th year or 100,000 kilometer, the cost around 385 ringgit.
So that's still quite affordable, something that I'm sure people can manage, right Tan?
Yes, yes.
So as we mentioned earlier, at the 36 months, 60,000 kilometer mark, there is a major service. Tan,
Yes.
can you just explain a little bit why that's a bit more expensive than the rest of the service intervals?
For 60,000 or 36 months, there are quite of spare parts that need to replace.
Okay.
The parts that I mentioned will be the proton oil, semi-synthetic, and then we have to change engine oil filter, drain plug gasket, spark plug, transmission oil, drain plug gasket, engine air filter, brake fluid, and also engine coolant.
So okay, yes, it is a major service. Every car has to go through this, but it's still quite an affordable price point, we think. So with the rise of inflation and living costs, do you really need to be spending all of your money on a car? Well, we've just explored the new Proton Saga. So we've explored its new features, the ownership cost, and the servicing cost. And I tell you what, from our finding, it ticks all the right boxes. So let's go back to that question. Do you need to spend all your money on a car? Or do you have a car that's readily available that ticks all the right boxes and can provide you with a good vehicle to do it all? That's up to you, but to me personally, this can do everything.